We started.
And we are live. Yo, what's poppin', y'all? It's your boy AJ.
It's your boy Nick.
And this is Hip Hop Advisor Podcast. We got Paul the Palm Tree in the
Paul
background.
He ducked down.
Shout out to Paul in the back right there. New setup for today, for tonight, all that good stuff. But yeah, what's poppin' with you, big dog?
Hey man, nothing, bro. Business.
Business as usual. So today's topic, of course, you see the title. We'll be talking about underrated producers. We talk all producers. It don't have to be strictly just hip hop, R&B, whatever may have it. But yeah, underrated producers that we feel don't get enough credit. They might have had some hits here and there, but you know what I'm saying? Overall, they don't get talked about like Dr. Dre or Kanye or Pharrell or Neptunes and Timberland and all that, or Swiss Beats.
Right. Yeah, and I think I define underrated the same way. Not getting enough credit, but also a producer who maybe didn't break into like mainstream and didn't sell a bunch of copies or something, but someone who's been really instrumental in shaping the sound, too. So
facts. So starting with who you got on your list, like. You don't have to say all that.
Yeah, no, I mean there's a lot of good producers. I mean, being a producer myself, there's a lot of producers over the years. 50 years of hip hop now.
Oh yeah. 50 in August.
It's hard to know where to begin. I guess I'll kind of like back to the early 2000s. DJ High Tech was one of my favorites. Did a lot of production with Ruckus Records. Did Train of Thought with Talib Kweli, which was one of my favorite albums.
I hated it.
I believe it was 99. Fantastic. But he also had a number of solo albums that were really, really good. Really, really good. And then from there was producing for G Unit, 50. He did Rider Music, for example.
Oh yeah, that was you're right.
And then he was working on shit with Games. Like but he was just so unbelievably consistent. But I say underrated because he never he broke into the mainstream, but he never had a huge hit or anything. But I feel like his sound was just really, really good. The way he would do acoustic sounding drums and then do samples. It was nothing revolutionary, but he just did it really fucking well. So that's one on my list. And then another one from that period, I put Bink from Rockefeller Records production label around the late 90s, early 2000s. He, Just Blaze and Kanye West are usually the ones that are talked about, but Bink did a whole bunch of classic Jay-Z shit. And as we know, he did The Ruler's Back, the intro off of Blueprint.
Okay.
He did another track on there, All I Need, which is actually my favorite beat. I think it might be my favorite beat on the entire album. And it's just honestly, it's fucking crazy. He's really, really fucking talented, and was if you're able to keep up with Kanye and Just Blaze at the time, then you're of a certain quality. I think he moved out of New York City shortly after Blueprint. He's from Virginia originally. He didn't like all the New York lifestyle. He kind of went back to VA, and I think that maybe that had some effect on things. But I think he's just one that definitely doesn't get mentioned. And I'll do one more. I'll do one more from a more recent era, Soundwave. Kendrick Lamar, one of Kendrick Lamar's go-to producers. He doesn't really get talked about as a name, really. But he's just shaped so much of K-Dot's sound. Pretty much all his albums that I know of, Soundwave has been an integral part of shaping the sound of.
That's that.
And when you think about the classic albums he's worked on, I feel like he's one of those producers that's worked with predominantly a one artist. Some producers just have such a strong relationship with an artist that they can sort of exist just off of those.
Like on something DMX, Swiss Beats type of stuff.
Well, yeah, but I think that's a little different because what I'm saying is Swiss Beats had success with a lot of other artists, mainstream artists. Soundwave, I don't know of him producing. He's so strongly associated with just that artist. I could be wrong. I could be sleeping on other shit that he's done, but he's just been on every album since at least Good Kid, Mad City. I've seen him all on the liner notes. I think K. Dot really trusts him to capture whatever sound he's looking for. Kendrick's a perfectionist, so if you're able to service someone like that as a producer, that's your number one job, is really to work with the artist and create a vision. Right. Not every beat maker is meant to do that. Some beat makers are a little bit more like, I'll send you a file, you know what I mean, or whatever, like a little bit more less interactive, or not that kind of producer. Some producers are more like arrangers or they orchestrate a production, like a Dr. Dre. They might have keyboard players and shit, but they're like overseeing the production. I think Soundwave did a bit of both, so I think that makes him really impressive. Those are 3 of mine.
All right, let's go to my list. Number 1. It's kind of, this is one of the ones I'm like, is he underrated? I put Alchemist. Alchemist did have some big hits. He had what's the joint? It's my favorite Jada joint. Oh, we gonna make it. We gonna make it. Yeah, that's probably like my favorite. One of my favorite beats from Alchemist, if not my favorite. And he done songs like for Jada. He did a lot of songs for Prodigy and Mobb Deep.
Yeah.
He done some stuff for Eminem and 50 Cent too.
Nas.
Yeah, Nas. Lloyd Banks. Freddie Gibbs recently. Freddie Gibbs. He did a whole album with Freddie Gibbs. He done a lot of stuff.
Kendrick.
Oh, he did stuff for Kendrick. Yeah, you're right. He has a good roster of good catalog. He has a good catalog. He's just not like up there, but he's definitely has done the stuff. Another person I put this one, I feel like he gets overshadowed more than like underrated. Daz Dillinger from Dog Pound. Cause like when you think of Death Row, cause like when you think of Death Row, you think of Dr. Dre. You think Dr. Dre does all the stuff, but like Daz did a lot of stuff on Doggy Style. He did a lot of stuff on The Chronic.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff on All Eyes on Me. Like he made the beat from Ambition as a Writer, to America's Most Wanted. He did a lot of shit. He done a lot of stuff. Especially when Dre left, he had to take over. He took over all the production for the most part. So he definitely got I feel like he got overshadowed.
Yeah. That's easy to get overshadowed by.
Yeah.
Dre.
And then another one I put Missy Elliott.
Missy Elliott.
Because when you think of Missy Elliott, you think of like all her songs,
right.
Like, Get Your Freak On, Work It, and all the stuff, and all the stuff she did with Timbaland.
Right.
But before she even started like rapping for real, she used to produce like a whole bunch of songs for different like R&B groups and like R&B artists and stuff like that. Like shit. Like she did shit with like Lil Kim. I can't think of the 702. Shit, what else she do? She did a lot of shit. She done shit for Beyonce, Monica, Keisha Cole.
Wow, I didn't know.
Yeah, she produced a lot of shit. Like her bag, her game is heavy. So definitely put her on the list. That's what I got for right now.
Yeah, I got a lot.
Yeah, I got a lot too.
Well, you took Alchemist. I was gonna say that.
Okay.
And I do think it's worth mentioning again, like underrated, what that means, because it's like, my question is like, well, who are we talking about? Who is not rating them? So it's like some producers are so big, and so I'll give an example of a producer like Metro Boomin from like 2016 to 2018, 2019, for example. The opposite of underrated. Like when a producer, and this happens more in modern times, sometimes a producer can reach levels of popularity that they can release double platinum producer albums. We're not talking about those producers. Like the opposite of what we're talking about. So it's like, so I'll go back to my list. I have Static Selector on there.
I put him on my list.
I thought he's so fucking good. And he's where is he from? He's from Massachusetts, like me. Where is he from? I think he's from Lowell. Lowell, Massachusetts.
Yeah,
It's pretty close to Boston. It's a pretty close to Boston.
Okay.
Yeah, so he's from up there, or either that or Lawrence. But either way, he has been great since like the early 2010s. But he's not underrated. But if you're a fan of like underground hip hop at all, people know of him. But again, that's why I asked that question. It's like for who is this person underrated? He's definitely underrated for a mainstream, strictly mainstream commercial hip hop audience. He definitely is. But if you like even current artists like Joey Badass or whatever, you definitely know of his beats. But I definitely would put him on there because he's not doing anything that's like revolutionary, but the way he picks really good samples and very rich samples, always has a good rhythm. His drums are solid. I think what stands out for me as a producer is his choice of samples. He really chooses some really rich sounding samples with a lot of different instrumentation going on. So much so it kind of sounds like a live band could be playing his beat. That's so rich. And I think an example of a producer that brought to mind, talking about that kind of style, was Justice League. I put them on there because they also had a sound, and it's not that similar to Static Selector, but when I talk about Static Selector, I talked about his sample choices being very rich instrumentation, a lot of different sounds going on. Almost sounds live. Justice League did that on more of a commercial scale. They took really rich samples and put it together and just ridiculously, I would say the best word to describe their beats is luxurious. And that's why it fit Rick Ross so well, because the instrumentation, the soundscape was just rich. It was just rich. And it was perfect for Rick Ross. And it's not, honestly, I've been to Miami a bunch of times, and it just feels like Miami. It just sounds like Miami. They're all from Dade County. And man, they produce a lot of important songs, a lot of hit songs. So in that sense, it's like, are they underrated? Maybe, I don't know. But I think they had a short time when they were on the reign, and that's why. And I think
that's true.
Their beats, they didn't become like super producers. Like you talk about Kanye West or something, like they didn't become a super, or Neptunes. They didn't become super producers. So that's why I would still say they probably are underrated. How many did I do? 2? Is that 2? Yeah. I'll do one more. I put Cardo on there. Cardo's been extremely consistent, not only in his output, but like his style. He kind of like a producer that knew who he was from day one. I think the first beat I heard by him was probably Mesmerized, I think. That's the song, right? Wiz Khalifa, Cushion Orange.
Remember, yeah.
That was the first time I heard one of his beats. And it was just absolutely perfect then, and it sounds absolutely perfect now. And since then he's really kept that sound. So a lot of laid back type of instrumentals, but he's also actually evolved too. I think of some of his other big songs like "Seen It All" with Hove and Jeezy. That beat, that was Cardo, and that was crazy. The sample was absolutely crazy. It's a Japanese sample. It was crazy. Cardo, so he's like, I'm kind of on the fence whether he's underrated, because if you listen to like rap music, you know of him, but he's only had a couple moments where he's been like fucking huge. And one of those moments is God's Plan with Drake. He was a co-producer on there.
Oh, so he did that.
Yeah, he was a co-producer on there. And that track was enormous. But he's been so consistent. And even lately, some of my favorite shit comes from him and Larry June. They have a really good collaboration, chemistry going on. So
nice.
Yeah, he's definitely up there for me.
You said a lot of mine. Because I put Static Selector and Cardo on mine too. But to piggyback on Justice League, I actually did a versus battle on my radio show, which you catch every Thursday, 2 to 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. RadioFairFest.org. Matter of fact, wait. Where's it at? Boom, right there. Go right there. It's right there. Yeah. I'm like, what's where? Yeah, go there every Thursday, 2 to 3 p.m. But yeah. Another one I want to say is I want to say that I'll say underrated. Cool and Dre.
Cool and Dre.
I can see that. Because like they've been around for a while, like a while. Like they've been around since like the late '90s. I want to say like the late '90s, early 2000s, and they're still making shit to this day. I think the most recent joint I heard was I remember Dre, he did a collab album with Fat Joe.
Oh yeah.
I think that was back in like 2018 though, 2018, 2019. But that was a great album. That was a good album. Of course, they did stuff for like Ja Rule, Rick Ross, DJ Khaled.
They did New York for Ja Rule. Right?
Yeah, they did New York. Yeah.
Game.
Oh yeah. They did a whole bunch of shit. They even have their own shit when they did Chevy Riding High.
Chevy Riding
High. That was like shit.
That's so funny that I felt the same way about that shit.
I'm like, did that album ever drop? I don't even think the album ever dropped. I think he just did like the 2 singles and that was it. Like, bro, come on, man. I would wait for that shit. Cause that shit was fire. Both songs were fire.
Blow by Rick Ross. That was the other one.
Oh yeah. That was another one.
You singing the shit out of that, bro.
No. What was the shit? Brown Paper Bag?
Oh yeah. We watched that video.
Brown Paper Bag. My man was singing off of that joint, bro. I was like, God. My man only had 3 words, but he made the most of those 3 words though. And what's another one? I got another Cali producer, DJ Battlecat. He done songs.
I've never even heard of him.
He done songs for Snoop.
Wow.
E40, the Dog Pound.
Wow.
I don't know, East Siders. I don't know if you remember the song G'd Up with Snoop Dogg, G'd Up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he did that joint. That was Cali is Active. He did that joint.
Oh wow.
Yeah, yeah. He done some shit. I did a versus battle with him too. Him and DJ Quick. I did a versus battle between those two.
Is his sound similar to Quick?
Nah, because Quick's is more. He has more of like a jazzy flow with his stuff, and Battlecat his is like strictly like the G-Funk type sound with the top box and all that.
Yeah,
top box type sound.
Shit.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. I'm a West Coast head all day.
Walk around the top box all the time.
I'm a West Coast head all day. Even though I'm from Virginia, I'm a West Coast head all day. Team Devereaux. But that was my 3.
I think I got more, man. Keep going.
Oh yeah, keep going, man.
Let's see what else I have on it. Okay, yeah, that's a good one. I put
good, homie.
I put another one. Oh, what's up, man?
Hey, with the 4 Ys. But I go ahead, my bad.
Yeah, no, that's cool. It's cool. Thank you for listening. I was gonna give another kind of '90s example, Havoc from Mobb Deep.
Yes.
Because when I was trying to become a producer, I actually got into Mobb Deep like years after they had like put out years after their heyday. I was getting into that shit.
Oh yeah.
So like the infamous album, for example, all produced by Havoc. Mm-hmm. It's fantastic, honestly. Havoc's one of those ones that he's just so consistent. Some producers like he kind of reminds me of a High Tech, not in the way his sound is, but the level of consistency. Havoc's beats are understated. They never, for me, are like wow, like it's like what jumps at you or something. It's more understated. It's darker toned. It's kind of like it's real, just grimy New York shit. And so it worked really well with Prodigy. And it also worked well with a lot of different artists, though. I mean, he did shit for G-Unit. He did shit for Styles P. He did a whole bunch of shit for different New York artists. And he was just so consistent with it. Like, he didn't stray too far from his sound, but he didn't have to. But I think just his production on Infamous, like songs like Give Up the Goods, is one of my favorite beats, honestly, ever.
Yes.
Yes. That one. Yes, what's the other one that Just Step? Another one. I guess
that's the same one. That's the same one.
I'm thinking of another one. What's the other one there? It's like Queen something. But that
Hectic.
Yeah, I think it might be that. Yeah. But I mean, Shook Ones is probably the best example of like a Havoc beat that like will be it's a hip hop classic. That's probably the first one I would think But even Hell on Earth, that album, he has some dark ass shit on there. It's really, really good. And I think for being a producer, it's not always about having like, I don't do this. I'm not trying to make like the world's best beat every time I'm in the studio. I just want to be consistent. So I mean, that's a good blueprint to follow. So Havoc's from another one, and then I also put I'm not gonna put him. I'll put No ID. I think No ID actually has gotten a lot more shine when he started working with Jay-Z, like 444. People know him more. He did that whole album. But before that, he was doing a lot of like local Chicago shit in the early 90s. And he's been known as like the godfather of Chicago rap for a reason. And the first album I heard was with his production was Resurrection by Common, which is one of my favorite albums. And he's another one. He's just so consistent, but he always had like a warm vibe to his music that I really liked.
That's true. Like I said, there's always going to be a beat you make for someone who will like it.
Right.
Yeah.
That's a great point. I'm glad that he or she. I don't know. She put that in the chat because that's honestly what I think of when I make beats. I'm like, you always got to imagine there's somebody out there, and there really is. Yeah. So yeah, what was I saying? No ID. Yeah, No ID. Definitely No ID. Got those warm, sunny kind of vibes to it. And then a last producer I'll do here is more of a contemporary producer, Wheezy. He was like my favorite trap producer in the late 2018, 2017.
Forgot about Wheezy.
He kind of was the reason why I got into trap beats because I wanted to make that commercial move from what I was doing into something more commercial, and I saw what he was doing and I really liked it. And I think a lot of trap producers have been trying to emulate the way he does shit. I kind of like, not sure if I'd say he's underrated so much because he's had like big hits. He did that song with Meek and Drake. He did Yes Indeed, Lil Baby. He did Hot for Gunna and Thug. So he's had a whole bunch of hits. So he's not really underrated. I feel like he's not really that underrated. I think I just want to put him on there. But yeah, that's my list, man.
All right. Another person I put is Red Spider.
I've never even heard of him.
Yeah, he's based. I think he's from Miami originally, but he's done a lot of songs for G Unit. He did Realest Niggas off the Bad Boy 2 soundtrack. He did Realest Killers off of Tupac Resurrection. He did You Not Like 50 Cent, You Not Like Me. I think he did the Junior what's the Junior joint? I Want to Get to Know You.
Oh, he did.
Yeah, I think he did that. Yeah, he did that joint too. I believe he did it. Yeah, he did that.
That's such a fire sample.
It is. When I found out that was a Marvin Gaye song, I was like, oh,
you played that shit for me.
Yeah, I was like, oh shit.
Genius level moment when he heard that. He was like, yep, that's it.
Yeah, that's it right there.
Right there. Don't even make it complicated.
And he done songs with Lil Flip, Twista, D12,
Damn,
8 Ball, A2G,
wow.
Mobb Deep. Yeah, done a lot of shit. Who else did I have on my list that we haven't said already? Oh, Nujabes. Nujabes. What else she say? Yep, Red Spider. A lot of people didn't know that shit.
I didn't know that shit.
I ain't gonna lie, I just looked that shit up like last week. I ain't gonna hold you. I knew the other ones.
That shit all along.
The other ones I knew, but I didn't know that one because the beat is so different from like all the other songs.
Yeah.
But who would I say? I said Nujabes. He's kind of like in that same category as Jay Dilla.
Yeah.
As like with the lo-fi hip hop.
Yeah.
But he did, he done. If you're an anime head, he done stuff for Samurai Champloo. Yeah, he did like the soundtrack for that. That was another one he did. I forgot. I think that was another anime he did. I can't remember what the name is. But he did a lot of stuff like, and they were both born the same day.
Yeah, no, that's crazy. February 10th for him.
Yeah. Was it 10th or 7th? No, 7th. I think Dilla died on the 10th. And then, yeah, I think they both died in February too.
They did.
Yeah,
they did.
But Nujabes died like a couple years later. But yeah, he definitely gets I overlooked, kind of like Jay Dilla, like we were talking about earlier before.
Yeah.
We were talking about Jay Dilla. How he didn't get his flowers until he passed, which kind of sucks. But that's music, unfortunately, or that's just like life in general.
Damn, man, it's dark.
Yeah.
Look at that, man. Damn.
But now, because you want to talk about your
well, I did, yeah. Thank you. I was going to transition from that because it's a good point. Because sometimes you don't get your flowers. I think it's the people that are ahead of their time that don't get understood. Like I think of the best example for a genre is jazz music. All the people we think are like the best jazz artists. This is a little bit off topic, but it's on topic. Like John Coltrane, Miles Davis, whatever. At the time, they were all thought to be weird as shit. The music was weird. It wasn't accepted. But now it's like they're the pinnacle of music. And a lot goes for a lot of genres. But I think Dilla, he drew a lot of inspiration from jazz. But Dilla, at the time, I think he had a lot of forward-thinking music, and people maybe weren't quite ready for maybe at times. But he definitely didn't get like the level of respect he probably deserved during his career. Because he had done a lot of good shit, but I think, and even in an interview, we talked about this before the show, an interview he did in like 2004 or 5, he was talking about how he wanted to break through the underground. He didn't want to be seen as an underground producer, but even up to that point, he felt like an underground producer. Sometimes talent doesn't always correlate. Talent actually doesn't correlate with sales.
Yeah,
let's just be honest. Like
I
always love that Jay-Z line. He saw shout out Talib Kweli. If skill soul, truth be told, I'd probably be lyrically Talib Kweli. He said that line on the Black Album, and it's true because it doesn't. And in my experience in the working in the industry and being a producer now, like it's true. It's really the person that's more consistent that knows how to brand themselves that makes money now.
Yeah.
Branding is really important, really, really important. So, I never heard a Jay Dilla vocal tag. Like, can you imagine what that would be? It would be like he just wouldn't do like that.
What would it be?
It would. I don't know what it would be, but like even in the early 2000s, people did have vocal tags. Not as many, but he Just Blaze. He had his.
Yeah, he did.
But that shows how producers have changed. Yeah, Swizz Beatz was just like all over his shit.
He really was.
Like he did the chorus. You couldn't keep him away. Like you even hear on like interviews with like Beyonce. What's the song he did for Beyonce? He did a couple songs. Okay, those are the only times I've heard, and it's funny because Beyonce recorded her own chants in the background. Like, hey, she did her own, right?
And then he went behind it.
No, but he sent the version with all his shit all over it. But even she was like, "No, I'm gonna do it my way." But most of his tracks, like he's all the fuck over his tracks. He's a branding like genius. And honestly, some people say his beats aren't that great. I've heard that from a lot of producers. They don't rate him that high, but I personally like his beats. But I think branding is super important.
Sometimes simple is better.
Some people aren't into branding. You know what I mean?
They were making her feel old. Damn. I think Colin's majority of these songs were full tags. Damn.
That's a good point. Yeah.
Damn. Actually, yeah. Now you think about it, when I was in college, yeah, you're right, actually. Damn.
Yeah, I thought about Mike Will made it.
Right, Mike. Lex Luger. His tag.
He had the little sound tag.
Damn, that was a good era because when I was in college, that was the whole Travis Porter, Russell Dash, Waka Flocka era, Gucci Mane era. That was a good era. Fun times.
Now you reminiscing now.
Right. Now I feel old. Damn.
Sorry, man. Just embrace it, bro.
Right. I ain't got no choice. Scott Storch got torch. Scott Storch.
That's creative, bro.
Right.
His tag is so boring now. It's just Scott Storch. Like that's it.
I never heard that.
Yeah.
I never paid attention.
He didn't have a tag when he was really popular. He got a tag years later. Scott Storch, man. Oh my God.
Lil Jon just says, yeah.
But I gotta give myself the shout out for best tag. Before I removed it, I had Neighbors Think I'm Selling Dope. And at one point, I had it sampled twice. I had the Baby has a song where he says neighbors think I'm selling dope, and it was an engineering genius. I literally stripped his vocals, and it's really hard to do that. I took his vocals, put it in there, then I had J. Cole say it right before the beat drop. That was a great tag, but I knew
copyright reasons.
Just like what's his name? Pierre Bourne. He had like, yo, Pierre, come out here, like the Jamie Foxx sample.
Yeah.
I had to get rid of that shit.
He's like, wait, like J-Cole? Yeah, like
yeah, exactly. Yeah, like the song Neighbors. My last name is Neighbors. And my producer name was just my name. So yeah, Neighbors, yeah. That's my shit.
I'm like, hey, I ain't gonna lie, when you said that, when you did that shit, I was like, hey, yo. I was like, yo, that go hard.
Yeah.
That go. I mean, I feel like Cole wouldn't mind personally. I feel like
he's one of the few that would like.
Yeah, I feel like if you when you make it big, not fuck it, when you make it big.
That's right.
If you use that tag, I feel like Cole would be cool with it.
I think he would.
Cause Logic does fucking Juicy J tag. Like what you say? Be like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, I like that one. That's just good, man. That's another good one.
Yeah, ho. That's my favorite. I'm sorry, that's my favorite ad lib. That's my favorite ad lib all time. Yeah, ho.
Yo, I'm actually surprised you didn't say like I think it's DJ Paul from 3 6 Mafia. Or did Juicy J? Who did most of the production for 3 6 Mafia? I think it might have been Juicy. Well, Juicy's done a lot of shit.
I think it's a little bit of both.
Yeah.
I think in the beginning it was more so Paul. I think it was more so Paul at the beginning. She said we wildin'. Yeah. I think it was Paul at the beginning, but as Juicy J got more like exposure, he started doing.
He's been doing a lot of production though. He was all over Meg Thee Stallion's couple projects.
Oh yeah. Especially on the Fever mixtape.
Yeah, he was good news. He was all over that shit.
What's some other ad-libs?
You think about ad-libs?
Yeah, or like tags. And take Keith, fuck these niggas up, man.
Yeah, that's that one. I like that one.
That's
I like that one.
Oh shit, Trey, what up, my nigga? You remember Trey? He was on the last one. Yeah, what up, yeah?
What's going on, man?
What up, dog?
I'm trying to think about the good tags, man.
Yeah, take you, fuck these niggas up.
That's a good one.
That's the good one.
Oh, I really like what's the label? Paper Route. So it's what they're like, but they're one of their in-house producers.
Mustard on the beat.
Let the bands play. I love that dude, man.
Oh,
I remember what his fucking name. I think it's just like band something.
Mustard,
but
she said DJ Mustard.
I mean, that's one of the best. That's a fantastic one. That's one of those ones. Like I feel like, and he's a great example of like producer who's.
Remember his run?
His run, yeah.
Like all the beats were the same. You had on.
It's Lil Jon-esque, bro. I think of Lil Jon when I saw that shit happen. I'm like, it was the same kind of beats, but
because he had on what's the joint?
Same beat.
He had on Show Me with Kid Ink. Then there was the shit he did with Ty Dolla $ign.
Good luck keeping track of all this shit. You're gonna be going on for a while.
I know, right.
He had a lot.
Oh, your Metro.
Oh no, what was the one?
Oh yeah, Murder on the Beat.
Oh yeah, that's a good one. That tag actually, that's one of my favorite tags. That influenced my current tag, which is Neighbors Got the House on Fire. That's my current tag. Neighbors Got the House on Fire. I had a rapper do that for me. I love the Metro, not Metro, Murder.
Yeah, Metro is going too though.
Oh yeah,
Metro. He got several.
Yeah, so many different ones, but I think the one Future did for him was probably the best one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'll never forget, bro. Like on Twitter, like this is when Trump was running for election, and then he put on Twitter, "I don't trust Trump." I was like, "Hey yo," I was like, "That was slick." Metro don't trust him.
He does have a lot of tags, Trey. Yeah, we just think of Mert. He has that. You just said Metro.
Metro.
He has,
Metro on the beat going.
I feel like Thug did another Metro one though.
He did.
It was a longer one. I can't remember what it was.
Honorable C-Note.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Honorable C-Note. Actually, he's a great producer. He did a whole bunch of shit. He did Travis Scott, Dark Knight Dumbo.
Oh,
he did some shit from Migos that I really like. I'm trying to remember. I think Superstar, the first track on the album. He did some good shit. I like Honorable C-Note. His tag. Oh yeah, his tag is just like Honorable C-Note.
Okay. That's what they were saying. I had no idea what the fuck they were saying. I had no idea what the fuck they were saying. Oh, what was that nigga name? They did ASAP shit. Clams Casino.
Clams Casino.
Clams
What was his
Casino.
name?
He didn't have his tag. I was just
He's a great
producer as a
example.
whole, though.
That's a great example of. I guess you put him on underrated because he had like creative sound. That
it had like it was like that dark, type of sound.
It was dark. It was sort of like Southern influenced a little bit.
Oh yeah, definitely.
It was different. And you talking about 808 Mafia?
808 Mafia. Who else has some tags?
Southside on the track.
Southside. Oh yeah, then you do. They did both, right? The Gucci joint. Was that him that did that?
I think so.
Like Gucci and Drake. What was the 808 Mafia?
Yeah.
Damn, I cannot remember. Yeah, we talked about Justice League. Justice League.
What was Justice League's tag?
They just said Justice League. It was like a woman saying Justice League.
Oh yeah.
Shit. Who else had a good tag? I'm trying to remember. Damn. There's so many tags in the world.
And it's funny because the tags have got more as they've gone along. They get more and more like creative and longer. That's what I know.
Oh yeah, facts.
Mustard on the Beat Ho is probably one of the best ones though.
Mustard on the Beat Ho. Oh yeah, Manny Fresh. Jazzy Faye. I mean, he had no tag, but oh no, he said, "Ladies and gentlemen, gentlemen." Jazzy Faye had some hits too, though. T.I., David Banner.
He had a lot of hits. Yeah, he'd be all up in the chorus and shit.
He really do, but he be killing the chorus though. Speaking of hooks, so I posted my I tried to send that shit. I tried to send this stuff to myself, but it wouldn't send. But I mean like my works more of like hook makers.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I did. I did Nate Dogg, T-Pain, Chris Brown, and Pharrell. Those are my four.
Wow, that's good. That's a good list. Oh, I was gonna say for underrated producers, fucking Chad Hugo. I'm so sick of motherfuckers forgetting that he's part of the Neptune.
I know. I always lumped the Neptune together.
You do,
but you're right. But you're right.
You're right. Over time, and I got irritated with this because I'm a producer.
Everybody says Pharrell.
And everyone says, "Oh yeah, Pharrell did a good job with that beat." Chad Hugo was all over that shit.
Right.
Chad Hugo plays like 15 fucking instruments. He plays sax. He plays like all these different instruments.
He just stays in the background.
Because maybe it's I get defensive of him sometimes because I see myself in him. Like I have no inspiration or aspiration to be an artist at all. None at all. You will never hear me rap. You will never hear me sing. I don't do any of that shit. You'll never hear me record any of that. I just produce. Chad Hugo is just a producer from the Neptunes, right? Chad Hugo is just he's a straight producer, doesn't need the limelight at all. But Pharrell always wanted to be an artist. He was always on the chorus.
He always
and I respect that, but don't forget Chad Hugo, bro. Not forget.
I still remember the grinding video, like Pharrell and clips all in the front, Pharrell and like Chad just in the back, just chilling.
He's just chilling. That's my guy. He's just in the back. Me, and that would be me, because I'd be in the back just chilling. I'm chilling, man.
Yeah, definitely.
Wait, Trey, you said Kanye underrated?
No, I think he was just no. I hope you're not talking about underrated. We talking about Kanye being underrated? Or are we talking about tags? Does he have a tag?
No, he didn't have tags.
As far as I know.
He never had a tag.
Yeah. Gucci had mad producers, so I can't even name this one. But I think other than Southside.
He said nah.
You said nah. Oh, okay.
We both like, what the fuck?
I was like, what?
Underrated.
Underrated. Damn, what else? I think we almost named. Oh.
Yo, what about Eminem as a producer? Is he underrated? I don't like. He has a lot of.
I wouldn't call him underrated. Well,
I think some people might forget that he like produced.
He has produced some. My thing with Eminem is like a lot of his. I mean, you can say this about a lot of producers, but a lot of his shit sound the same.
Yeah, they definitely do.
Like it all has that same like.
I personally was
like that Soldier like margin.
Yeah,
like
it's always dark.
1-2 type shit.
Fucking strings and shit. Yeah.
And then like when the drugs started getting really heavy, his production kind of like suffered from it a little bit. So like the stuff on Eminem show was good. Encore was straight, beat wise. Even the Rio, joint. Oh, Zaytoven, yes.
Yeah,
Zaytoven.
Zaytoven. I thought about him. That's a good one. Was that Trey?
Yeah, that's right.
That's a good one, man. Because I did think about that. Like in terms of pioneering the sound, absolutely, 100%. And I was like, but I was sort of like on the fence about saying he was underrated only because he's had success. But I think he actually might. I might agree with you. If you're saying he's underrated, I might agree with you on that because he's had success, but like not the Metro Boomin success where it's like he's like got his own fucking album. Me and Hope Zaytoven has a bunch of projects actually, but Zaytoven, that's a good one. That's a really really good one.
Madlib,
that's a good one too. Yeah, yeah, definitely.
He definitely gets on the look because he did shit with Freddie Gibbs, did a lot of shit.
He's in a whole bunch of
MF Doom. Of course,
his own shit.
His own shit.
His own
Quasimodo. I think that was the name, right? Quasimodo.
Yeah, it's his rap. I think it was his rap persona.
And I think he did a song with Logic too. Well, he did a beat with Logic. Logic's trying to get him to rap again. We'll see if that happens though. I mean, he got the Wu-Tang together, so we'll see what happens. Logic be producing too. Logic 6. That's like Logic's main producer.
Oh yeah.
C6 be doing stuff too. Shout out to my boy Bright Boy Beats.
Friend of the show.
Yeah, friend of the show. Yeah.
I just thought of DJ Toon.
Oh yeah, DJ Toon.
Yeah. I liked his beats so much when I was first listening to hip hop for the first time. I was loving his shit. And he definitely had his moment though. Kanye being the master of like A&R and picking great talent. Right. I saw that.
Oh, David Banner.
That's a good one.
David Banner. I think a lot of people forget that he would do a lot of stuff too.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, so I seen this shit on Facebook. Was it earlier today? It was either today or yesterday. About Young Jock. You think Young Jock's a one-hit wonder?
Young Jock?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You think he's a one-hit?
Yeah, I think so.
Huh. Interesting.
I think so, yeah.
I wouldn't say he's a one-hit. He definitely has some hits. Cause you got dang, I can't even think of the fucking song.
There you go. Prove my point. There you go.
It's going down.
That's the one.
I know you see it. Get Like Me.
Yeah, okay, I know you see it. I give you that one.
Yeah, Get Like Me. I mean,
Like Me,
that's David Banner song technically, but
yeah,
he killed the hook though.
I think it depends on your definition of a hit. Like,
yeah,
I think you're talking about like mainstream hit. Then yeah, I think he's a one-hit wonder. But you're talking about like having a hit on hip hop radio. Definitely, he's had more than one.
Yeah.
Depends on your definition. I think.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Like Dave Kansas. Yeah, he had a couple. Then my boy Effie said he was like he used to run shit like. I don't know about that one.
I don't know if I agree with that.
He used to be man. I can't call him the man. He has some hits. So I ain't gonna call him the man though. I mean, personally, I didn't care for Young Jock personally, but I didn't care for him. I mean, I do the motorcycle. I do that shit. Like, I'll do that shit at a party all day. I'll do that shit at a party all day. But other than that, like,
that's a good tag though. I was talking about it as an early tag. It's a nitty beat.
Oh yeah, oh damn, I forgot about the beats. Yeah. Oh yeah, throw a little Scrappy in there. That's a little Scrappy. Hold it back, man. Fuck that nigga. You don't want no problems. Little Scrappy. Who else? That was another one.
Producer.
Yeah, that was around the same time as Lil Jon. Oh, damn, I can't think of his name though.
Was it like crunk or like?
It was like southern shit.
Southern shit.
It was like some southern shit, but I can't think of his name. I can't think of his name right now.
What artist did he work with?
Shit, a lot of them. I can't even think right now.
Atlanta. I'm trying to think.
Yeah, like it was like some Atlanta shit.
Atlanta was all over the fucking place.
Exactly. They still all over the place for real. Well, he's not underrated, but JD, he's not underrated. He's not underrated though.
Oh, yeah, Jermaine Dupri.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But his thing was like he had a lot of gimmicks with his stuff though.
Jermaine Dupri. I'm reading that book, and I talked about it before. I mentioned it again. It's a great book. Do I have it in the room? No, I think I moved it. But and it's what's it called? It's called what's it called? Rap Capital. The Atlanta Story. It's a good ass book, and it's all about how Atlanta took over rap music. And it talks a lot about Jermaine Dupri. Jermaine Dupri had a lot to do with why they blew up. So he was more of a talent scout. He was an A&R talent scout initially, and he was really instrumental.
Because he did the Brad, Crisscross.
Yeah, Crisscross. He was that was one of the earliest.
Lil Bow Wow.
Yep.
Them Franchise Boys.
Why was I listening to them Franchise Boys a couple days ago? I was. Man.
Oh, I think they like me. I think they like me. They had some joints though. Y'all know what this is.
Oh, you know what? Underrated producer Jim Johnson. I'm gonna put Jim Johnson on there.
Oh,
he did Lean With It, Rock With It. He did Kiss Me Through the Phone. he did Whatever You Like, T.I. He did Pretty Ricky. He did all Pretty Ricky songs. He did Grind With Me. He did all that shit. He was I liked his shit a lot. Underrated. I guess you could say that because it was a period where he had a lot of radio hits, but I shout out Jim Johnson, man.
The Dream.
Yep.
Don't let Miss J.L.A. see this though.
Yo, that's so funny, bro, because I was listening to The Dream the other day. I was actually listening to Prince. And when I was listening to Prince, Purple Rain, I was like, oh my God, The Dream and Tricky Stewart, his producer, got so much of their flavor from this. Because I literally just heard the exact drums they used right in Prince's album. And then I immediately thought of JLH and how bad she hates him. She hates him.
That shit was hilarious.
She hates him so bad. Like, I don't get offended with JLH because I know how she is. But when she went off on The Dream album, I almost got offended.
I was like,
damn.
I'm just sitting here. I was like,
she's like, I fucking hate The Dream.
I was like,
oh my God.
Damn.
I was like,
she went off. She went off.
It was so deep. Like,
if I can pull up the clip right now.
I bet she was in love with The Dream back in 2006. And she just, something happened along the way. It must have been personal. Maybe she met The Dream and things didn't go the way she wanted.
It's funny because the Dream.
I was like, what?
The Dream saw that clip too, and he DM'd me about the clip. He DM'd me. No, dead ass. Like The Dream DM'd me about that clip.
Are you serious?
No, dead ass. Yeah, he DM'd me about that clip.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
How the fuck did you not tell me that, bro?
I thought I did.
No, what the fuck?
I swore I did. Yeah, man. I'll show you shit right now.
Are you serious?
I'm dead ass, bro. I'm dead ass. Type that shit.
That's actually crazy. That's wild. Like, damn, I should have stood up for him. I should have said something else. Like, he could DM me and say good job or something. Damn, I had no fucking idea. Well, that's good, man. That means we're reaching some people.
Right,
that's
exactly.
Hilarious.
I think that she got a lot of shares too. Like after a while, like that club.
Yo, JLH goes wrong.
I love Miss JLH. That's the homie right there. That's the homie.
That's a friend of the show.
Yeah.
Not a friend of the Dream.
Right, not a friend of the Dream. Friend of the show.
You gotta show me that DM. I'm like,
right here. Yeah. Like that's a clip right there. Like she like he was seeing the actual footage. Yeah, I mean he ended up not using it, but still, because they were gonna use it for like a documentary.
Wow, that's fucking crazy, dog. That's crazy.
Yeah, I probably can't. Let me see if I can see it. Yeah, I mean it's kind of blurry as fuck.
Bro, how the fuck did you not tell me that? I can't believe you didn't tell me that, bro. What? You guys had a whole fucking conversation. Yeah. That's fucking crazy, man.
It's like I fucking.
He said a whole bunch of shit. Wait, what did he say?
Yeah, they're going to
enjoy your weekend. Look, he said.
Yeah.
Yo, that's crazy.
Yeah.
He said the whole conversation. That's fucking
The
crazy.
whole combo. Tender, not tender.
Hey, keep it up. We'll be on his list again. He'll DM us again.
Right, like
Keep
shit.
that shit up. Good,
I'm in the reach.
good presses. Any press is good press. Any publicity is good publicity.
Between that
That's
clip,
fucking hilarious.
between that clip and the motherfucker, the recovery.
Oh
you
yeah,
know?
that's the best Eminem album.
Remember it said that's my favorite
Oh
Eminem
my
album.
God.
I was like, huh? Recovery.
Oh my
I legit
God.
didn't hear what he said at first because I think his mic got cut out. I was like, huh? Say that
Yeah.
again. I was like, say that again.
Oh, that shit was funny, man. I can't believe that the Dream messaged you. That's fucking
Yeah,
hilarious.
man.
I wonder if the documentary. Damn. Okay. Man, shout out to Dream, man.
Yeah, shout out to the Dream.
Fucking love the
Shout out to
Dream.
the Dream.
Really though, I tell you, his first 2 albums, I wasn't listening to R&B back then.
In
but-
a falsetto. I can't get the high, but
Oh yeah,
I ain't about to say- I ain't about to say that.
of falsetto. You got all the Nate Dogg vocals.
yeah, I got the Nate Dogg. I got you. I got you on Nate Dogg. I got you on some Barry White,
Very white. There you go.
some Lou Rawls, all that good stuff.
That's not a bad Mount Rushmore though. Speaking of,
Facts.
it's a good one actually.
Honorable mentions would be like
I can't.
Akon.
One of my biggest regrets on the show was when I said Nate Dogg wouldn't be in the top 5.
I remember that shit.
No, I know you do. I hurt your fucking feelings. And then, and I remember your reaction. I was like, I thought it made me think about it afterwards. Like, damn, I really hurt AJ's feelings.
Was that on the radio
God
show or was that
damn.
on the podcast? Was that on the radio show?
I think it was
or
a radio-
podcast? I think that might have been
You
the
got
radio
it.
show.
That's right. I was the radio show.
Hell
my
yeah.
bad.
That might have been the
But
radio
now, in retrospect, I'm like, I can't fucking believe I said that because I don't agree with that anymore. I'm like, that's crazy. Nate Dogg has been on so many
show.
classics. That's crazy.
Hold up.
I mean, so many. So
Wait.
Nate Dogg definitely. And that's like you say Chris Brown. Definitely agree with Chris Brown.
Yeah.
What was the other one you said?
That's
Pharrell definitely.
Of course, T-Pain.
I think my first Pharrell. I wanna love you, baby.
Oh yeah, the Jay-Z joint.
I
Yeah.
think that was the first time I heard Pharrell.
I just want to love you.
Yeah,
You who I am. No, give it to me. Give me that funk, that sweet, that nasty.
Who the fuck
That
said
I don't
that?
know. I don't know who
Maybe
was
that's
singing.
some
I don't
random
know.
motherfucker in the studio.
I tried to look. I ain't seen it. I ain't seen no name on there. I was like, who the fuck's singing that part? Give me that funk, that sweet, that nasty, that gushy stuff.
For some reason, that reminds you of Girls, Jay-Z, when he has like 5 different people. Q-Tip,
Oh yeah. Q-Tip,
got
yeah, Slick Rick.
Slick Rick, he has
Uh-huh.
Biz Markie on that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I love that album. That was on In My Lifetime Volume 1, right? Was it on that album? That was on Blueprint? That was on Blueprint?
Girls, Blueprint.
Oh shit, damn. I don't know what I thought that was over. Actually, no, you're right. Actually, now I think about it, you're right. That is Blueprint.
Damn right, I'm right. Look at that shit up there, man. Come
Fair
on.
point.
I'm not gonna fuck that up.
Fair point. I think we named all the producers.
We named every
We
producer.
named damn near every producer.
Everybody.
Damn near.
I'm gonna name myself and put myself in the list. You know, but I'm not underrated. I'm not underrated. No.
Underappreciated.
No.
Yeah, it is.
I appreciate me. I
it
appreciate.
is.
That's
I appreciate
all I
you
need.
too. I appreciate you
That's all I need, man. Thank you, bro.
too.
Yeah.
I think that just about wraps it up.
That wraps it up.
What the fuck is this? Spam.
Oh, someone wants to promote us. Is it the Dream? It's Reload 26 IM6. Okay.
Thank you, Reload. Appreciate it, bro.
Right.
Thank you, bro.
Fuck out of here, bot.
I love it.
All right, real quick. We're gonna get out of here. Go ahead. You know.
Don't act like it's gonna be quick because you have 15 million. You know, you have 15 million different.
Hey, I'm getting better each
No,
time.
you are getting good at it.
Getting better each time.
I'm trying to get better. I'm trying to get on your level, man. Nick Neighbors. My name is Nick Neighbors. That's my IG, Nick Neighbors Pro. You can get at me. New beats every week, twice a week, Monday, Thursday. Got 348 beats. I keep fucking up the number. Something like 350 beats for sale right now. Get at me on BeatStars. Nick Neighbors Productions.beatstars.com. I got beats on YouTube, YouTube Shorts, TikTok.
Buy his beats.
Buy my shit, bro.
And yeah. My turn.
He said, my
turn.
You can't wait to have his turn.
Oh, wait, hold on. I got to take your turn off. All right. And you can follow me, A-Tone Productions. That's A_Tone_Productions on Instagram and on TikTok, where I post my daily hip-hop content.
Daily hip-hop content, that's right.
You know, and then it's Women's History Month. So each day for this whole month, I've been highlighting a different I've been highlighting a different woman in hip hop, whether there's a DJ, radio personality, producer, rapper, all that good stuff. Today, highlighted artist is Trina. So go ahead and check that out on TikTok and IG. Also follow me on Twitter, Hip Hop Vibes, hip_hop_vibes. Follow me on Twitch, War Machine 1919. We stream the podcast there. Along with my gaming stuff. And of course, YouTube, Hip Hop Vibes the podcast. It's like a Tribe Called Quest. You got to say the whole thing. Make sure you subscribe, like, comment, share with a friend, all that good shit. And I believe that's pretty much it. Is that everything? I believe that's everything for me.
I think so, bro.
Yeah. Oh, and radio and Hip Hop Vibes Radio every Thursday from 2 to 3 p.m. RadioFairFest.org. Boom. Right there. Right there.
You put in the right space. Like you're pointing all over the fucking place. You're pointing down here last time.
Right there.
Right there. Close enough.
Close enough. And I think that's everything.
I think that's everything, man.
Yeah, that's everything. Yeah.
All right.
And with all that being said, I'm your boy AJ.
Your boy Nick.
This is Paul the Palm Tree in the
Paul
back.
the Palm Tree.
And this is Hip Hop Vibes Podcast. Catch y'all next time.